want to know your thoughts about the music of Mr. R. Kelly, because last we did
Mhm.
some episodes a while back, and you brought out some of your CDs, so it shows that you still have a good collection of CDs, which is impressive.
Yes,
Um,
I got all of R. Kelly's CDs except the last
okay,
one.
okay, so you've got all this. So,
Mhm.
are you one of those people that I assume that you don't think that okay,
Oh,
and
trust me, I'm gonna be very unbiased
yeah.
and very neutral in this. Go
So,
ahead. I'm
because
sorry.
we do want to stress that he has been found guilty and he's serving his time, and we're not condoning anything he's done. And the question here more so is about the music. Do we then decide, since he's been found guilty, all his music should be taken off the? It's no longer on radio. Anyone who has the CD should go burn them. You can't access them on Spotify, and he should not even he should be erased from history. If he has any entries on the charts, they should be removed and put an asterisk on it. What are your thoughts? Because it seems as if people have divided. I think most 70% seem to favor still appreciating the music, but there's still a
But there you
good,
go.
yeah. But from
70%.
your thoughts, I mean, because you do have the CDs that you never got
Well,
tempted in
I
in destroying.
there's not no because I can separate. Well, let me tell you why first. First of all, if that was to happen, that would be unprecedented, and we would then have to go back and revisit similar artists that have had similar accusations, right? So let's not forget that Elvis married Priscilla Presley, right? And he met her what when she was 13 or 14? They had a relationship at 13 or 14. Let's not forget about uh, uh, the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger. He dated a 14-year-old, 15-year-old girl. The bassist also was married and was having an affair with the 14-year-old girl. And actually, this is all stuff you can Google, guys. You know, I brought some receipts to this. So I'm going to give you a list of some folks. Jerry Lee Lewis,
Oh yeah, I remember his. Yeah,
Marvin Gaye,
Marvin
Marvin
Gaye.
Gaye, yes. Okay. Who else? Fergie actually, when she was 23, she dated Justin Timberlake, who was 16.
What?
Yes. Linda Blair, she lost, well, I won't go into, well, this is allegedly. She lost her virginity to Rick Springfield, a rock star, and she was only, I believe, 15. Um, so there's so many different people. I'm not gonna go through this whole list. Then we have people that have Rick James kidnapped some twice, kidnapping and sexual stuff going on allegedly. I'm not going to go into all of that. He was convicted. We're still listening to Rick James. Dr. Dre, he's been in
Oh,
the
Michelle.
news several times for physical abuse against women. So these are people that we have completely just, for whatever reason, the industry protected them. There's no, and also I want to read a quote from Alanis Morris that I wrote it down. She basically, I can't find it right now, but she basically stated that pretty much every woman in the music industry has been either assaulted,
Mm,
harassed, or raped, or experienced some kind of uh, humiliation.
mm,
So if she's saying that, and we have all of these stories, right, and all of these things, one would think that the actual system should really be under scrutiny.
mm.
That how did that happen? This has been going on for years, and I think there are a lot of other monsters in the closet that are being ignored. But R. Kelly is a convenient scapegoat to go down for these crimes to show that there's a change and people are doing things. Again, when we spoke about this in another episode, when R. Kelly married Aaliyah. It was a shocking thing, but it was not. It didn't have the impact it did later on, like 2 decades. It's not like people were more outraged about it 2 decades later than they were when it actually happened. You know,
Mm.
Aaliyah and R. Kelly was on Video Soul together. It was a weird. Anybody watching that body language could see what's going on here. But again, like I said, I'm not condoning anything he's did, but I
Yeah.
do feel like this. You have to be able to separate the artist from the person behind that artist, because there are a lot of monsters out here doing all kinds of entertainment and There are monsters creating your clothes. There's monsters creating the equipment, the electronics in your house. There are monsters creating the movies, the music, the books. There are all kinds of people that have, I don't want to say monsters, that's a strong word, but let's just say
Mm,
monsters in general, because we were talking about somebody on the level of R. Kelly. A lot of the things he did was monstrous,
mm,
right? But there are a lot of people doing, and I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying if we are going to take that, because I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If we're going to do that, then we need to make a campaign to remove everything from everybody that's committed horrific crimes, alleged or convicted, because R.
mm,
Kelly was convicted before he was even, and in the public opinion, he was convicted before he
yeah.
was even actually convicted. So again, I'm all for that train of thought if it's not just singling out this black man. Let's do it all across the board. Let's go back. Let's take Elvis's records off the radio, Marvin Gaye. Let's take there's all kinds of people I'm gonna
Yeah.
name. I just don't want us to get in trouble. But these are people that are actually, if you Google them, the stuff will come up. There's other people that stuff has been kind of hidden away of recent stars. We're not gonna go there. But
But you won't be having
again, so
issues
I
listening to his music.
I personally don't have an issue
Yeah.
listening to R. Kelly's music and his work because um, it's great. It's shaped who I am as a person. I grew up with his music. You know, I love James Brown. I love James Brown. I'm aware of what he's been involved in and what happened and some of his antics. I
Mm.
still love his music. I still respect what he contributes to music. And there were a whole bunch of horrific things that have been done
Yeah. Yeah.
in the music industry. Let's not just cherry pick and say, okay, R. Kelly, because you've been so successful and so many people idolize you and are inspired by you. Yeah, we're going to come for you. No, come for everybody, the people behind the scenes and in front of the scene.
Yeah, because I think one of the things you do highlight, because I know there's some well-known artists, who paint and stuff, and they may have
Hmm.
issues later on, but their art is still celebrated and still been exhibition,
Yes.
still worth 500 million, and people celebrate the art, and they don't mention the person, but they separate the two, and I think the music as well is
Yeah.
it
Elvis
just
literally had a group of young girls surrounding him when he was on tour. They were underage girls. This is their biographies will tell you this. So if they're willing and bold enough to say that, why are we not coming from Elvis right now? I think they're about getting ready to ramp up another Elvis run. We're gonna put out. They keep re-releasing his music
yeah,
like it's
yeah.
new, but we're not trying to ban that from the radio station. We're not trying to take his records and erase his history of what he did. He literally stole Big Mama Thornton's song, that Hound Dog. The woman didn't get paid a dime for it, and there's no repercussions for that.
Yeah, as I
So I mean, so
yeah,
many horrific things that have been done to these artists, and yes, R. Kelly did some horrific things. I just believe there are other people that are benefiting the industry right now, and they're protected. While I think that R. Kelly, maybe he pissed somebody off. That's how that first tape came out. He pissed somebody off. I'm not gonna say who,
but
but the
yeah,
people who know he
yeah,
pissed off somebody that was in control of some things, and
yeah,
and and they released that tape to kind of let him know we're in charge. We're running things. You're not gonna, you're not running anything. So
yeah,
again, what I'm going to say is, based on your question, I'm not trying to divert. I just wanted to bring that into focus so people understand. Let's not just focus on R. Kelly, because if I'm all for it, if we're going to take off R. Kelly's music and stop his music from playing, then we need to do an investigation on the music industry in general, and let's start removing things from people that have committed horrific crimes and things
yeah,
that they have been, convicted of. And let's not stop there. Let's go to music. Let's go to books, because it seems like it's a cult. It's like seems like people are just picking on that man. And when you look, you said yourself, 70% of the audience still
yeah.
supports him and still listens to music. So it's a
Anything we do,
small majority, and it's always that
anything that
small
yeah,
majority that's got the loudest mouth and that everybody else pay attention to,
yeah,
and everybody else
everything
is
that we
like,
do, most people would say, look, we can't erase the music. You can't
mm-hmm,
erase the impact of the music, the albums, 12 play, the I believe I can fly, all the music. They understand that he's been convicted. Some people still have their thoughts about innocence and stuff, but he's been convicted in a court of law by peers, And
Right.
but then do we erase the music from history? So if we're looking at the top 100
You
songs of
can't.
'94, do you just say, oh, even though this was number one, but because it's okay, we just erase that and just fill in the blanks? And it becomes hard to say that because, that's why I said you have the CDs. You just say, yep, I can't listen to you anymore. I have to erase you
Well, that's a
because of that.
but again, on that level, that's a personal decision. If you don't want to listen to R. Kelly's music, then don't.
Mm,
There are artists that I don't listen to for various reasons. If you don't
mm,
like R. Kelly's music, then don't. But what you can't do is you can't erase history, because guess what? Even if you do say you're going to take his stuff off, people are going to still be able to listen to the music. If anything, his music is going to become a hotter commodity. And
yeah,
then we have to also think about who stands to gain, because R. Kelly doesn't own any of his music. So those the corporations or the particular people, if I want to paint it the right color, we know what color I'm gonna paint it. But they're the ones that are in control of that guy's music. So all you're doing is making it even more of a hotter commodity, so they can charge you for it now, and they can.
mm,
It's a bigger thing than what it seems. The people that control that music, you'll be actually putting more money in their pocket, because they can
yeah.
charge more for the money. I mean, the music, because it's not available on streams, and it's not available, and da 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 da. So,
Mm.
you know,
But guys, let us know what you think. As I said, we're just focused on the music, and is it fair to erase the music from history and just say it nothing to see here, or can we still at least appreciate the music, even though we have our doubts about the man, but we can
mhm,
separate the music because, as I said, other you know, Harvey Weinstein was convicted and arrested. He's in jail, but all his movies are still available. Because they've made Oscar-winning movies. They're still available. They don't get rid of them. James Franco, who has admitted that he set up a school to take advantage of young women. He
mhm.
was still nominated for an Oscar award, and he didn't win.
David Bowie, David Bowie dated a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, so but so it's but
I'm just saying.
these movies or television shows, Kevin Spacey are still shown. They don't take them off the air, but
Phil
they
Spector murdered a woman in his house, was convicted. Where the music's still
but
on
we
the
still
airways.
celebrate his music. This is a wall of
Ronnie, I
sound
think
and
Ronnie
stuff.
Spector died recently. Rest in peace.
Yeah, yeah, but the
So
music
yeah. So
and
let us
and
know
and the
your thoughts.
legacy. Yeah,
I just want to go on that record, though. I want to be very clear before this is misconstrued. I'm not condoning anything R. Kelly did. I'm disgusted by it. And anyone that preys upon anybody in that way, or, does those monstrous things. But I'm of the opinion, if you're going to do it across the board, because I'm all for the witch hunt and I'm all for the investigation, so it can free a lot of victims out here. So if you're going to do it, let's do it. Or if you're not, then just turn your radio off or change your station, because there's a real monster hiding in the closet, so to speak, and nobody wants to seem to go attack that monster. So again, like I said, guys, what are your thoughts? Leave your comments in the comment section below. It's been an interesting discussion. I didn't expect it to get so serious, but I'm very passionate about that kind of stuff. I really am. Um, so join us next time on the next episode. Like, share, and subscribe.
yeah.
Thanks again for watching, guys.
And before we go, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah, and also remember to turn on the notification so you can know when we have another show. But thanks again.
That too.